This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 27th day of July in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Guyana has recorded 19 new cases of coronavirus in the past 24 hours, from a total of 143 completed tests. The total number of active cases now stands at 188. All 19 of the new cases are from Region 9. On Sunday, 10 cases were recorded, with 4 cases from Region 9 and 6 from Region 7. On Saturday, the authorities recorded 9 new cases, with all 9 of those cases coming from Region 7. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Shamdeo Prasad today said there is need now more than ever for community action.
We continue to emphasize that there is need for more community action. Village councils, gatekeepers, and prominent members of the community, we're asking you to remind those who look up to you to tell them that we can only keep this transmission down if you stay at home and only leave if there is an urgent need. Always wear a mask when in public. The mask does not belong under your chin or on your forehead. And do not remove it to speak. Practice social distancing. Avoid gatherings of more than 10 persons. We know it's a holiday, but you still have to protect yourself and family. Keep up the practice of washing or sanitizing your hands as often as you can, and change clothes. Take a shower if you are on the street.
Health authorities in the interior communities have been complaining about residents not following the COVID-19 measures.
Fellow Guyanese, you are aware that there is still no cure or vaccine available for this disease. So you have to live with this for a few more months or for as long as the disease persists. Therefore, you have to ensure that these practices become a part of your routine.
With the cases now rising in Region 9, which recorded 23 cases in the past 3 days, there are calls for even more monitoring of persons entering the Region 9 communities. Region 9 shares an expansive border with Brazil, which has the second highest number of COVID-19 cases in the world. More news coming up in just a moment.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Hello, boys and girls. As you prepare to write your exams, there are a few things you will have to do each day so that you and those around you can be safe and healthy. Please remember, on the day of your exam, you must wear a mask correctly, covering your mouth and nose before entering the school compound. Wash your hands with soap and water at the entrance of the school at the sink provided for 20 seconds. Paying attention to the palm and back of your hands, between your fingers and their tips. Dry your hands with a clean tissue and dispose in the closed bin nearby. Boys and girls, your temperature will be tested by an official. Then you will go to the designated waiting area with the floor signs and markings clearly visible, standing or sitting 2 meters or 6 feet apart at all times. It is now time to start your exam. The invigilator will direct you to the examination room. All the best. Boys and girls, playing and gathering are not allowed. Parents, the Ministry of Education thanks you for the support you have given the children during the time at home. However, in the interest of everyone's well-being, you will not be allowed to enter the school compound. Parents and guardians, we are counting on your support in picking up the children promptly after their exam. Remember, the Ministry of Education will provide transport for children who are living far away that require that assistance. Please be reminded that vending outside the school's compound is prohibited. Only authorized canteen vendors with a copy of their food handler certificate and wearing a mask, food gloves, apron, hairnet, and a hat will be allowed. Always remember to wear your mask correctly, wash your hands, and stay safe. And let's win the fight against COVID-19. A message from the Ministry of Education.
Hi Guyana, it's your boy Kimo Paul here. Reminding you to stay at least 1 meter away from persons or 3 feet to avoid contracting the flu or the COVID-19. It is also important that we stay at home and to avoid gatherings of more than 5 persons. We must all play our part, so let's protect ourselves and our families from COVID-19. We must all play our part. The Ministry of Public Health cannot do this alone. So let's all come together and fight this virus.
For further information, check our website www.health.gov.gy or visit the ministry's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter page.
Welcome back. Former Prime Minister of Barbados, Owen, died in his home country just after midnight, according to an official statement from the government of Barbados. He was 71 years old. Arthur was hospitalized for over a week after suffering a heart attack. Arthur led Barbados as Prime Minister for an unprecedented 3 consecutive terms, from 1994 to 2008, having served as a Member of Parliament for the constituency of St. Peter from 1984 to 2013. In 2013, Arthur announced that election would be his last after the Barbados Labour Party was defeated. Since retiring from political office, the former Prime Minister was conferred with the title of Professor of Practice, Economics of Development by the University of the West Indies. In January of this year, he was appointed the chairman of the Caribbean airline Liat. He also led a Commonwealth Observer team to the Guyana elections earlier this year. Arthur is survived by his wife Julie and daughters Sabrina and Leah. The government of Barbados has extended sincerest condolences to his family and friends. The Barbadian government has announced that there will be a period of national mourning for 3 days. All flags will be flown at half-mast. Prime Minister of Barbados Mia Mottley paid tribute earlier today.
Barbados lost today our 5th Prime Minister, Owen Seymour Arthur. Even as I visited Mr. Arthur yesterday, I'm still taken by the quickness of his passing. Indeed, this is one of the few occasions in public life that I struggle for words. While I speak today as Prime Minister of Barbados, and there is so much going through my head after 32 years of relationship, and I might add a sleepless night, my thoughts go back to the morning after September 6, 1994, 28 years ago, when Mr. Arthur called and offered me the Ministry of Education, Youth and Culture, and thereafter offered Liz Thompson the Ministry of Health. We were described as being too green for the task of these large ministries, and that he needed to appoint more seasoned individuals. Owen advised us to ignore those comments and to press ahead with the mission, as he believed we would succeed. He believed in Barbados and in what we could achieve.
A number of CARICOM leaders and the CARICOM Secretariat have offered condolences on the passing of the former Prime Minister of Barbados. Well, the 3 small parties that are likely to share 1 seat in Parliament, regardless of how the final election results turn out, do not plan to hold any talks with the APNU-AFC, following the coalition's statement that it remains committed to dialogue with political stakeholders. In separate but similar statements over the weekend, a New and United Guyana, the New Movement, and the Liberty and Justice Party all indicated their non-interest in any dialogue with the incumbent coalition at this time. In its statement, the New and United Guyana said it wants a coalition to concede defeat before any discussions could take place. The party accused the APNU-AFC of duplicity in its calls for dialogue. The party, which is headed by former Speaker and Senior Counsel Ralph Ramkaran, accused the coalition of creating the current political situation in the country, as there has still been no declaration of the election results 4 months after the voting. In its statement, the Liberty and Justice Party, headed by former Tushau Lennox Schumann, said the time has passed for dialogue. Like ANUG, the Liberty and Justice Party said it believes the coalition needs to concede that it lost the elections, and that could be viewed as a first step to ensuring a democratically elected government in place. On the heels of those two statements, the New Movement Party, headed by medical Dr. Asha Kisoon, said it too would only be open to dialogue when a new government is in place. In a statement earlier last week, the incumbent APNU-AFC coalition said, in the national interest and with a view to maintaining stability and peace, it remains open to dialogue. According to the APNU-AFC, it is prepared to act responsibly to bring a resolution to the ongoing political situation. Turning now to the sugar industry, Guyana saw a sugar production shortfall in the first crop for 2020 by over 9,000 tons, representing 20%. The company produced a total of 37,015 tons of sugar during the first crop. In its review of sugar production for the first crop of 2020, Guyana reported today that the company was plagued with 50 strike actions across the 3 sugar estates at Blairmont, Albion, and Iflut. The majority of the strike actions took place at the Blairmont estate. That estate recorded 27 strikes during the first crop. Guyana said the high number of strikes resulted in the loss of 13,688 man days, and financially the company lost over $37 million because of the strike actions. The company today said it will continue to strengthen its partnership with the unions, since it sees them as valuable partners for the achievement of the target in the second crop for 2020 and towards building a more resilient business. The management also said it is also finding innovative and creative ways to keep the employees motivated and engaged despite the disruptive transition process, which is now compounded by the challenges around the global COVID-19 pandemic. Just recently, the government through NISIL was forced to pump millions of dollars into the cash-strapped sugar company. The company remains in a financial gloomy position. A young biker was pronounced dead last evening after crashing into a cyclist along Mandela Avenue. The cyclist has been hospitalized in a critical condition. Police investigators identified the dead biker as Leon Wilkins of Sophia. The accident occurred just after 6 p.m. Eyewitnesses said the biker was speeding north along Mandela Avenue when he slammed into the cyclist, who was crossing the road in the vicinity of the National Gymnasium. The impact of the accident sent the biker crashing to the concrete walkway at the side of the road and pitched the cyclist close to 250 feet from the point of impact. Passers-by rushed to the aid of the two men and the paramedics were summoned. An investigation into the deadly accident is ongoing tonight. On the police blotter, a businessman from Latam was arrested on Sunday after he was busted while smuggling beer from neighboring Brazil. The businessman was identified as Ryan Khan. He was arrested by ranks of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit as he was loading the smuggled beer into his vehicle. He reportedly picked up the smuggled beer from a hidden spot close to the Guyana-Brazilian border. The suspect and the illegal items were handed over to the Guyana Revenue Authority. He's expected to face charges soon. A total of 251 cases of the smuggled beer were seized. The border with Brazil has been closed since March over coronavirus fears, but that has not stopped smugglers from using various illegal crossings and other points to get items across the border. Across the Region is coming up next.
We give thanks for real. You spend all that money on your watch. How much time you spend with your son? So much money in the club. How much you spend with the ones you love? The simple things are your blessings.
Cheese, please. Remember Tyrus Riley, this one we aim to please. The music will never ease. Cheese, please.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. Getting your workplace ready for COVID-19. Surfaces such as desks, tables, and telephones with keyboards must be wiped with disinfectant regularly, or at least every few hours. Use containers of hand sanitizers and place them in prominent places around the workplace. Provide access to places where staff can wash their hands with soap and water, and promote regular hand washing at the workplace. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. Members of the public can call 227-4986 or 624-3067.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howa trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
Across the region right now, the Trinidad and Tobago government has indicated that it will continue to crack down on legal Venezuelan migrants engaged in illegally allowing their relatives and friends from Venezuela to enter the country, as health authorities confirmed an increase in the number of coronavirus cases in Trinidad and Tobago. The National Security Minister, Stuart Young, speaking at the Ministry of Health virtual news conference, said the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, and other national security agencies will be searching for and detaining anyone involved in human trafficking or anyone harboring illegal immigrants. He said that landlords who rent their premises to migrants must inquire as to whether they have the requisite documentation to be in Trinidad and Tobago. A high court in Antigua has granted a petition allowing for the reorganization of the cash-strapped regional airline Liat, the appointment of an administrator, as well as staying all proceedings relating to the liquidation of the company. Senior counsel Anthony Estefan confirmed that the high court has granted the petition late Friday, as the Gaston Bragg administration moves ahead with its efforts to reorganize the airline, which owes its creditors in excess of 100 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. The Prime Minister of Antigua is not in agreement with the Prime Ministers of Barbados and St. Vincent, who want to liquidate the airline. Dominica is the other major shareholder government. The Prime Minister said the administrator will assume control of the assets of the airline and to begin the exercise imposed on him by the legislation, the amendments that were made recently. According to court documents, the administrator will assume control of the assets of Liat. And finally tonight, international news. The head of the World Health Organization has said that COVID-19 is easily the most severe global health emergency it has ever declared. The WHO head said he will reconvene the WHO's emergency committee this week to review its assessment of the pandemic. There have been 5 other global health emergencies. Ebola had 2 outbreaks, Zika, polio, and swine flu. More than 16 million cases of COVID-19 have been reported since January. At a briefing earlier today, the WHO also said travel restrictions could not be the answer for the long term, and countries had to do more to halt the spread by adopting proven strategies such as physical distancing and the wearing of face masks. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.